Hello, guys and dolls. How are you? I'm laughing because a friend of mine mimics me when I do that. It's pretty freaking funny. Okay. Let's get serious. She's freaking funny. Anyway, she knows who she is. I love you, girl. Okay, so anyway, let's get to the meat and taters. Okay, so to the meat and taters of the story here. She and I talked about Shahrazad Morgan. We talked about, she's a dear friend. She's a really smart lady. She's just really on the ball. And we talked about pictures on your profile. And, I'm going to like throw this in there. A lot of men get very juvenile when they see pictures on a so-called dating site, and they turn it into a mating site, and they act like they've never seen a woman in shorts before. They've never ever seen a woman with a sleeveless top on before. They've never seen boobs before, even though I'm sure their mom probably breastfed them. Their grandma's got boobs, their mom's got boobs, aunties have boobs, female cousins have boobs, but yet they act like they've never seen boobs before, which is juvenile. So I was talking to her about one time I had a picture of myself on there, and I was laying on my side on the beach, and I have on regular shorts, not Daisy Dukes. I did not have anything revealed in the front, nothing revealed in the back, nothing was hanging out of the shorts. I don't dress like that. I dress with class. None of my body parts are popping out, okay? And this guy acted like, oh my god, a pair of legs, oh my god, your legs are so long, and they just act like it's like a psychotic episode or something. And I'm thinking, did you never see a woman in shorts before? I'm the first person in the United States of America to wear a pair of shorts. I find that a little hard to believe. A little hard to believe. So I snatched that picture offline, and it's never been online since. And I also had to redo pictures on my profile page because the immaturity level was just out of control. I had to hide my boobs. I had to wear a dark dress so it's kind of hiding them, and I had to wear a vest over the dress and sit sideways so you can't really see them. You have to struggle to see them because, it brings out the child in people, and I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm just not. Brings out the horny teenager in a so-called grown-ass man, and I'm not dealing with that. You've never seen tits before? Are you serious? It's just childish. Extremely childish. And it shows me where your little pea brain is. So when I unhid my profile today, temporarily, to double check the pictures that were on there, I only have 3 instead of 6. I took the rest of them off of there because it just invites problems. So I took them off of there. So already this guy bum rushes me. Not really bum rush, but he jumped in my face and he's like, hey, I'd like to go out sometime. And this is my reaction. Oh God, here we go. So I am not, I'm not really excited about that. Because it always invites problems and there's always issues. So I decided to try to adjust my attitude and be a nice girl for a change and be polite. And he said, well, would you like to go out? And I said, it depends. Because everybody else on here wants one thing only, and that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an LTR, which is a long-term relationship, for those of you who do not know the analogy, not the analogy, but the abbreviations. LTR is long-term relationship. And so all was going well until quit laughing, y'all. It's not funny. he said, well, I'd like to go out to dinner. And I said, well, what day works for you? I'm going out with friends tomorrow. So sometime next week. And he says, my religion forbids me from activities on Sunday. So I'm almost sure that his page said he's Christian. So I'm going to double check, and it said Christian. And I said, your page says that you're a Christian, right? He goes, yeah. And I said, well, I'm a Christian, and we've never had a hard time with that. I mean, churches have dinners, they have events, they have all kinds of things on Sunday because people are already there for church. So he was acting like Christianity forbids you to have a good time on Sunday. Well, if that's the case, why would a Christian church, Baptist church, any type of church that believes in Christianity, why would they have fun events on Sunday when you're not allowed to have that? He told me you're forbidden to have a good time on Sunday. That's not, and then, no, it gets better. Don't you think it doesn't? It gets better. Then he proceeds to say, I said, well, where did you get that from? Aren't you Christian? He goes, yeah, I'm Christian. The 4th and 5th commandment. All right. So let's do this. First of all, the impression that I have of him is that he's a religious zealot. I am not going to tolerate a zealot. I am not going to have you establish religious rules that are only in your head, not in reality. I will not put up with that. Okay? So let's learn what a zealot is. Z-E-A-L-O-T. A person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals. Okay? Let's read it again. A zealot, a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals. All right? Now, let's go to the 4th commandment because that's what he was quoting as his justification for you can't have a good time on Sunday. Fourth commandment says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Okay? And that's under the Phalonic division used by Hellenistic Jews, Greek Orthodox, and Protestants, except Lutherans, or the Talmudic division of the 3rd century Jewish Talmud. It doesn't even specify Christianity. It refers to under the Phalonic division used by Hellenistic Jews, Christians are not Jews, Greek Orthodox, and Protestants, except Lutherans, or the Talmudic division of the 3rd century Jewish Talmud. Now, in Christianity, we do have the 10 commandments that we usually follow because we're human. We don't always do what we're supposed to do, right? We're not perfect. But now, so Christians do follow the 10 commandments usually. Like I said, you're going to slip. Sometimes you're going to be better behaved than others. Okay? So the 4th commandment, which is what he was using to justify, did not mention anything about Christianity. However, Christians do follow the 10 commandments usually, and remember the Sabbath day, which is Sunday, keep it holy. So if you're hanging with friends, you're not smoking pot, you're not smoking crack, you're not having a wild orgy, you're not dressing like a Daisy Dukes or Susie on the corner with your boobs hanging out, your butt hanging out, your front advertising everything you got. People will know whether you shave or not by the way you're dressed. Those are all unholy. Getting smashed out of your mind on a Sunday, you're not supposed to do that either. Because even though back in the day they didn't have water, you drank wine because the water wasn't, I don't think the water was clean enough. Obviously didn't have water purification and this and that, right? So you drank wine. But it also says, be ye not drunk with wine. So you could actually have wine on Sundays. According to him, he misinterpreted that whole fourth commandment and basically turned it into God said no enjoyment on Sunday. None! You will be sent to the fiery pits of hell if you have a good time on Sunday, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to tell you what this is really about in a minute, but let's go to the fifth commandment, shall we? Because the fifth commandment, fourth and fifth commandment are his excuses why you can't have fun on Sunday. Let's go to the fifth commandment, shall we? Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Okay? So, in the Ten Commandments, it's kind of shortened to honor thy father and mother. Let's analyze that, shall we? This is what that means. It also says, the Bible says, yes, you should honor your father and mother, but it also says, for the, I believe it's the father, do not, I'm gonna paraphrase it. Do not be, do not make your children angry. Okay? So every clause has, or every, contract has a clause. And every contract, every agreement has fine print. Every agreement has a fine print. So the fine print is honor thy father and mother, but it also specifies that don't anger your children. Don't be abusive to your children. Don't treat your children like crap. So I will not. God doesn't like it when we're hurt. God doesn't like it when we're being abused and we're treated like garbage. So yes, on one hand, you should honor them, but at the other hand, they don't honor you, and they get a kick out of making you terrified of them. They get a kick out of making you angry, and you're not allowed to express that anger. I'm going to stamp on your head, and you're going to do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it. The Bible doesn't tell the parents that you have a right to treat your kids any kind of way you want to. All right? So every agreement has a clause. You don't just blindly love people and allow them to abuse you, because when we're hurt, God's hurt. Okay? Because we're his children. And I'm not a religious zealot, but I'm going to tell you what's really going on here. Let's get to the meat and taters of it, shall we? What's really going on here is he is a control freak. I have been through this before. We're going to establish rules right out the gate under the guise of religion, which honor thy father and mother has nothing to do with Sunday. And you're forbidden to go out on Sunday. He was just randomly throwing things out there, and none of it made any sense anyway. Because I'm going to research it in case I forgot. I'm going to research it, refresh my brain. No, that's not what that says. And that doesn't have nothing to do with it. He's trying to establish rules and regulations right out the gate. And I told him, he claims he's a Christian. And I said, I'm a Christian, and that's weird. I'm out. I'm not going to allow you to control me you're not going to control me, period. And you're not going to control me under the pretense of religion. And I told you before, some of the most so-called religious people are absolutely demonic. And the religion is what they use to hide behind. Okay? I just saw a criminal documentary where this guy's married, they've got children, and he's a pastor of a church, and he hired his brother-in-law to kill the wife because he was tired of her. Behind the scenes, he was into porn, child pornography, having affairs, And his wife is in the way. So Mr. Pastor, man of God, man of the cloth, he hired his brother-in-law, which was the wife's half brother, paid him $5,000 up front, or $5,000 total, I can't remember the amount, paid him a lot of money to kill her. And he's a pastor. So I'm not really trying to hear all that. Oh, that person's a man of the cloth, and this is what the Bible says. It also says, thou shalt not kill. That also has a fine print. If someone's trying to hurt or kill you, or hurt or kill someone you love, God's not going to send you to hell because you protected your family or protected your loved ones. Well, I'm going to let my kids get killed. I know someone broke into the house. I'm going to let myself get killed and everybody in the house get killed. No. You have a right to protect yourself. So, now you can't just say, you know what? I've always wanted to take somebody's life. And yes, I know of a person who had a fantasy of taking someone's life. He did take someone's life. He got the ultimate high out of it. He was higher than a kite. He's in prison. He'll probably never get out now. I would love to ask him, was it worth it? Was it worth it? So that you cannot do. So anyway, religion, that don't mean nothing. People can use the Bible to beat you in the head with it. They can dominate you under the guise of religion. People know that in foster homes and such, nuns would beat you with rulers on your knuckles and whatnot. The Bible doesn't say anything about you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to, discipline children, but you're not supposed to be beating them up. Okay? Y'all know I was with somebody a long time ago who was religious. And he was a rattlesnake. He was a whore. He was sleeping with everyone who was not bolted to the ground. Okay? One of the girls that he slept with, we both worked with. And I confronted her. And I said, Stephanie, what's going on? She goes, oh, he told me that you guys were just friends. And I said, I have a ring on my finger that says other. She goes, oh. Stephanie's the type of person to give it to everybody. You don't have to court her, date her, take her for dinner. You can have it. And I said to him after the fact, I said, of all the people you choose to sleep with, you choose to sleep with her, so you put my life at risk? Because he's got his pecker thrown all up and down Missouri. And he was physically abusive and verbally abusive. But he was in church all the time, multiple times a week, playing the organ, and he just Mr. Holy Man. Uh-huh. So yeah, I'm not going out with a zealot, and I'm not going out with someone who's trying to control me right out the gate. So if I was stupid enough to go out with him, I'm not allowed to have fun on Sundays because he said so. Because he misread and misinterpreted the commandments and used them as a weapon to make people obey him. God said it. Oh, really? He never told me that. He never told me that, Tranquility, you better get with the man and you better let him rule you, and you better let him control your every movement. You better let him beat you in the head with my holy word, the Bible. You better do it or else. I never got that memo because God would never want that for me. He'd want me happy. And he'd want me with someone who made me happy. So, no, I'm not going out with you. I said something along the lines before I cut him loose. I said, I'm Christian and I don't feel that way. And churches have fun on Sundays all the time. I said, that's weird. I'm out. And then I cut him loose. No, you ain't controlling nothing up in here, brother. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing will be controlled by you. If you want someone to boss around, you better get somebody pregnant. And I've told men that. Yes, I have. You better knock somebody up and you better get them pregnant and you boss your children around. I am grown. You are not my daddy. You're not my dad. You're not going to rule me. And guys, if your woman is like that, you don't marry her. That's why you don't meet somebody on Monday and get married Friday, because you don't know anything about this person. And truth be told, let's put the meat and taters on the table. Truth be told, you could know somebody for a year, 2, 3, marry them, and it was the biggest mistake you ever made. They were waiting for the I do's so that they can dominate you. Now that I got you, I own your ass. I got let's pretend this is a marriage certificate. I got a piece of paper that says I own you. You're going to do what I told you to do. Don't hurry up and marry nobody. Take your sweet time. Don't even go out with them. Screen them before you go out with them. Okay? We're not doing the zealot thing. I'm not gonna let you beat me over the head with religious nonsensicals in your head. What else? Politics. They try to force their political view on you. Hot topics. Y'all know what hot topics are. Topics that makes people instantaneously uncomfortable. We're not playing that game. We're just not gonna do it. People will control you through those hot topics. Okay? And you'll be like, well, how do they do that? It's just a topic. No. They will use those hot topics because those hot topics, like religion and other things that I'm not going to go into right now, they will use those topics because they know it makes people get excited, and they know it gets them hot and bothered. You know it gets them, like, for example, you bring up politics and you shove your view down people's throat like they want to freaking hear it. Shove it in your ears, I should say. They know they're going to get a strong reaction. So they can literally put that topic out there and watch everybody lose their mind. And when everybody's arguing and fussing back and forth, they can sit back and go, They might even get a bag of popcorn. And watch everybody fuss and fight and go for each other's throat when they're the one that started it. So it is a way to control people. Certain topics are guaranteed to make people lose it. Guaranteed to make them lose it. So people will throw those topics out there and watch your face get beat red because your blood pressure just went from a normal range to all the way up to hypertension mode, high blood pressure mode. And they sit back and enjoy it. It's a way to control somebody. Don't let people control you, people. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I don't care how fine they are. I don't care how good looking they are. If they're a control freak, you're out of here. If I wanted another dada, I would, I don't know. What grown person wants a dada? That's toddlers, babies. They want dada. Usually they want mama, but sometimes they want dada. I'm too old to need a dada, okay? If you got a control issue, get away from me. And all the people that I teach to avoid control, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to get the hell away from you because they're going to remember what I said about you're not my dad. Or for men, she's not your mom. Women control men too. So you got a control issue, take your happy ass, exit stage left. Because I'm not playing that game with you. Love you guys. Y'all be good. Stay cool like ice cubes. Don't text and drive. And that's all I got for now. I love you guys. Bye-bye.